We got one thing for 60 minutes. We got us. We don't need anybody. We got us. Let's go. Let's go. Win on three. 1, 2, 3. Win.
The truth, you can't handle the truth. Here are the scores from earlier today, and these games are ongoing. Any finals? I see 3 finals, and Chris has circled Minnesota leading with about 4 minutes left by 3 at home over Green Bay. There's a formula by which Green Bay can clinch their division already if they win today and if Detroit loses to the Jets, but so far Green Bay's not taking care of their part of it.
And it's really a big game as far as the 49ers are concerned. The last thing in the world the 49ers want to do in the playoffs is have to go to Green Bay.
Jose Cortez to kick it, and like Lucy and Charlie Brown, the referee pulled the ball away. Jose is saying, what's up? Mike Carey said, it's all you, baby. We're ready to kick and we're ready to play. Is waiting for it. Ronnie Jenkins and Rashae Caldwell.
The play clocks are out, so the 25-second clock will be kept on the field.
You know, one thing that happened to the 49ers a couple of weeks ago is they had a delay of game call to start the football game before the opening kickoff, and I'm sure Cortez saw the clock running down and said, I'm kicking it.
Rashae Caldwell from about the 1. Far sideline, nice return. Caldwell all the way across the 35.
Rashae Caldwell.
37-yard return by Caldwell. And Drew Brees leads the offense onto the field. The big guys stuffed into those helmets look like this. Jason Ball is the center, taking over for the injured Corey Raymer. And the tackles, they are a problem as Ed Ellis and Sammy Williams get the starts today. LaDainian Tomlinson, the NFL's leading rusher, blocking for McCrary. Conway, White, Steven Alexander, the tight ends.
The official sports injury rehabilitation provider of the Chargers.
So the play clock is out, and you could hear Mike Carey tell Drew Brees that they're going to give Brees, the quarterback, a sign when there is 10 seconds remaining on the play clock. Starting with it from their own 36. Who else? LaDainian Tomlinson tried to bounce it outside and got only 3. Brought down by Tony Parrish. Parrish is the strong safety, but you won't see his face right now. Instead, you see the defensive line. Carter, Stubblefield, Bryant Young, and Chike O'Keefer really doing well off the edge, rushing the passer for the 49ers. The linebackers, Ulbrich just got a contract extension, and the secondary, Webster and Plummer, the corners, Tony Parrish and Ronnie Hurd taking the place of the injured Zach Bronson is at free safety. Second down. Tomlinson out of the backfield. Gets to the 40, and that's it. Third down coming up after a gain of only 1. Tony Parrish made the stop.
Well, and I think that's what the 49ers are going to want to see happen throughout this ball game. They do a nice job on first down against LaDainian Tomlinson. They come back, give up a short completion. Now they're looking at 3rd and long. San Francisco's not done a great job on 3rd down situations all season long. In fact, they're last in the NFL, but they need to keep the 3rd and long situations all game today.
Worst in the NFL defensively, best in the NFL offensively are the 49ers. When they're faced with a 3rd down, it's 3rd and 6. Pass is complete, and it's a first down for San Diego. Tim Dwight, a gain of 8, and the Chargers move the chains.
I wanted to see there on that first down whether or not San Diego went after Mike Rumph, the young quarterback for the 49ers. Everybody has been picking on him in the nickel situations, but this time Drew Brees goes to the other side. They just drop back into his zone defense. Did a nice job finding Tim Dwight.
Yeah, and one thing that Drew Brees does a great job of getting back, getting set, and getting the ball out.
That's Dwight in motion on first down. And a toss to Tomlinson. Trying to get to the edge, and he gets to midfield, and he's wide. Chike O'Keefer there to make the hit after a gain of 3, and Tomlinson gets up looking for O'Keefer and Ronnie Hurd.
It's so much fun to watch LaDainian Tomlinson. Watch this move right here. Not quite Barry Sanders, but it's pretty close. You're going to see some moves out of this guy today that you just don't see out of other backs in the National Football League.
And you see Ahmed Plummer there, the corner, trying to get into the fray, tackling LaDainian Tomlinson, and they're going to have those corners come up and run support if they're going to turn him back inside.
Second down and 7. 49ers showing blitz, and they back out. Pass is caught by Caldwell, and he is knocked down right at the first down marker. Looked like he got enough for a fresh set.
Julian Peterson with the tackle.
And you got rookie on rookie right there. Rashae Caldwell, second-round pick out of Florida, going up against Mike Rumph. And Rashae Caldwell's a guy who's just gotten better. You know, it's obviously a difficult position for a rookie to come in and learn the intricacies of the wide receiver position, but he's gotten better as the season has gone along.
Wouldn't the Chargers love to get a threat other than Curtis Conway on the outside? Dwight has a tough time staying healthy. That's him in motion. That's LaDainian Tomlinson in trouble in the backfield and thrown for a loss. Derek Smith will get credit for the tackle and a loss of 3 on the play.
Well, LaDainian Tomlinson is a very fast back, but this San Francisco defense is equally as quick. When you go around the starting lineup on this defense, guys like Andre Carter and Chike O'Keefer and Julian Peterson, who had such a great game last week, the corners and Webster and Plummer and these guys, it's been the major transition in San Francisco, the ability to add more speed on the defensive side, and it's showing up already here early in this game.
49ers have already had to deal with Priest Holmes, Deuce McAllister, Marshall Faulk, now Tomlinson. Some of the best backs in the league. And it's a double reverse. Tim Dwight ends up with it. And it's well played by the 49er defense, a gain of only 2. Back near the original line of scrimmage, and the 49ers were prepared to face a lot of reverses today against the Charger offense.
Well, you heard Chris talk about the speed of this 49er defense and the way that they're able to pursue. One of the ways you try to counteract that is by the misdirection stuff. You see the double reverse right there. The only problem with the way that the Chargers ran that, it was just too slow developing.
So it's 3rd and 10. The Chargers are outside field goal range. And it's Breeze out of the shotgun. Big pressure, hit as he lets it go, and it's incomplete. Dwight, the intended receiver, Andre Carter, jumped the back of Drew Brees as he got rid of the ball.
Well, you're going to see Ahmed Plummer here coming off the top of your screen on the blitz, and they'd have one more guy than what the line can block. He gets a clean shot there on Drew Brees. Drew has no chance. He's got to be able to see that, and they've got to run some kind of side adjust on that backside. There was nobody to help pick him up.
Well, plus you have the fact that this San Diego Charger offensive line is really shaken up right now. Von Parker, probably their best offensive lineman, out. Damian McIntosh, the other starting tackle. So clearly the 49ers are going to try and bring some pressure to make sure they know what they're doing up front.
Jimmy Williams waiting for the punt from Darren Bennett. Side-to-side kick. And it's down by Caldwell inside the 5. It looked like Bennett tipped the nose of the football down as he was getting ready to punt it. It's Aussie rules football here in San Diego. 49ers have it.
Darren Bennett, a former Australian rules football star, played with the West Coast Eagles and Melbourne Demons. Watch how he tips the nose of the football down, and it's going to create some backspin on the ball so that when it hits down around the 4-yard line, it bites like a golf shot would. His 19th time he's placed it inside the 20-yard line this year.
Speaking of golf, you two got out and played a little yesterday, didn't you?
That's rule 1 of this business. We don't talk about what the announcers do in the off day. Nobody in the world cares.
And none of our shots looked anything like that.
10:34 left in the first quarter here in San Diego. And the 49er offense takes control. 12th best offense in the NFL, and Garrison Hurst gets it on first down. He's brought down at the 9, a gain of 5. Rodney Harrison, the strong safety, made the hit. The offensive line, Jeremy Newberry in the middle, Scott Gregg making his 106th consecutive start. The backs and receivers, Hurst and Beasley, will obviously see a lot of Kevin Barlow, the other running back. Terrell Owens, Ty Streets, Justin Swift at tight end in place of the injured Eric Johnson, who's out with a bad back. 2nd down and 5. Hurst gets to the 10, spins away, has a 1st down. Out to the 21.
Brought down by Rodney Harrison. 1st down, San Francisco.
Hurst just knifed through this defense for the San Diego Chargers. And the defense comes in 22nd in the NFL. Troy mentioned during our opening that they are 30th in the NFL defending the pass. A big problem with defending the pass is they have had virtually no pass rush over the past 6 games. Play action pass, and Garcia almost threw it right into the gut of Donnie Edwards. Let's set the defense up front. Ray Lee Johnson, Jason Fisk, Jamal Williams, who Marcellus Wiley says has a tripolar disorder, and then Marcellus Wiley, the big money free agent who had 13 sacks a year ago, only 4 this season. The linebackers, Donnie Edwards in the middle, not his favorite spot. He'd like to play the weak side, and the secondary has been picked apart the last few weeks.
Where's Nickel?
2nd down and 10. Garcia steps up, hits Streets. Plenty of room to run, and a 1st down for the 49ers.
Rodney Harrison on the coverage.
Well, they go to 3 wide receivers on one side. You see Streets there, and he just comes running underneath. The other guys ran vertically up the field. The linebackers turn and run with them. It left a wide open underneath lane for Ty Streets to catch that ball with room to run.
And I think one of the frustrations for the San Diego Chargers defense lately has been they don't bring a lot of pressure. They don't blitz much, and they give up a lot of that underneath stuff.
On 1st down, it's Barlow with his first carry of the day. He got back to the line of scrimmage. You see Donnie Edwards in the middle of it for San Diego. Edwards was absolutely shocked that he was let go by the Kansas City Chiefs. It came down to either coming out to San Diego or going to St. Louis. And he ends up back in California. He played at UCLA in college.
And he really adds the dimension of speed to the middle linebacker position. There probably isn't another linebacker, middle linebacker in the NFL that can run the way Donnie Edwards does.
2nd down and 10. Garcia over the middle, incomplete. Well covered. J.J. Stokes, the intended receiver, and Quentin Jammer was there defending for San Diego.
Yeah, and Quentin Jammer, he got all the reps this week in practice with the #1 team because they weren't certain that Alex Molden was going to be starting today, and right there does a nice job. He had some problems last week in the game against the St. Louis Rams, comes out today and battles there.
See, Minnesota defeats Green Bay 31-21. Crowd into it for the first time on 3rd and 10. This is what Garcia does best. Pass complete, and it's a 1st down. That's Hurst down to the backfield. And Garrison Hurst hooking up with Garcia. You talk to defenders, and they say plays like that just kill you. You think you have it well covered. Garcia steps up and finds his guy.
That time the San Diego Chargers, to use a basketball term, essentially used a box and 1 on Terrell Owens. A zone defense all over the field except for Molden on Owens, and Garcia saw that, went the other way with the football, picked up the 1st down.
So there are the 49ers doing what they do best, getting a 1st down on 3rd down, as Barlow is brought down in the backfield. Lost maybe a half yard. Junior Seau, who's been to 11 consecutive Pro Bowls, made the tackle.
Well, I think it's only going to be a matter of time here before the San Francisco 49ers start taking some shots down the field. It's obvious the Chargers defensively are bringing an 8th guy up into the box. They're playing on the outside for the most part, man-to-man with a couple of corners who've had some problems. I would expect the 49ers to start taking advantage of that matchup.
See, they're working on the neck of Garrison Hurst, who missed some time last week with a bad neck. Wide open, first catch of the day, Terrell Owens, and he steps out of bounds right at the 1st down marker.
And Ryan McNeil just got a lesson from Terrell Owens. I haven't seen a guy quite that turned around in a long, long time. He's down there working one-on-one. And Owens is just so big, you have to try and get physical with him, but he also has the ability to just shove you off of him. That was perfectly legal play there by Terrell Owens, but he can beat you in so many different ways.
Well, I think the quandary right now for the Chargers is that they're best when they're in press. When they're off, they tend to get turned around a little bit. You see there, they're also pressed, but if they come up and get in the face of these wide receivers for the 49ers, these guys have a chance to run by them.
Seau trying to time it, blocked well, and the pass complete to Owens, who makes a move and gains 4 yards.
One of the things that they were worried about playing the San Diego Chargers was Junior Seau's ability to anticipate snap counts. He gets in the A gap and really is a bit disarming for a quarterback to see a guy jumping in there and timing it, and literally sometimes he'll just jump right over the top and get his hands on the quarterback.
And there's no question that he has to use that anticipation and use his experience that he's got in this league. Obviously has lost somewhat of a step as he's aged.
49ers 5th in the league in time of possession. They have dominated the clock the past couple of weeks. Second down, and Garcia airs it out. Overthrows everyone. Third down and 6 for the 49ers. San Diego Chargers pass rush early this season was outstanding. The first 3 games, 16 sacks, but over the last 6, only 8. And they hardly got a hand on Mark Bulger last week when Bulger racked up 453 yards.
Yeah, now they face Jeff Garcia here on third down, where this has been his best down. Historically, it's the toughest down to throw the ball on. Garcia has a 133 quarterback rating on third downs alone.
Garcia hit as he let it go, and it's incomplete. Seau was there, as was Leo Carson.
The Chargers got great pressure on this play, and it saved them because J.J. Stokes was wide open running across the field, and had Garcia been able to step into that throw, would have had the big first down. They get the pick play working, and Ryan McNeil nowhere to be found, but Garcia simply no time to throw the football.
So now a Jason Baker punt. Steve Mariucci concerned about his special teams, a very young group, Baker's included. And Dwight will let it go over his head and into the end zone. Well, one thing is plainly obvious. Jason Baker never played Australian rules football. The Chargers get it back. No score with 5:20 left in the first quarter. Each offense took the ball, got into the opponent's territory, but eventually had to punt. And the Charger offense is back on the field. Drew Brees. 49ers work this week trying to knock the ball out. They don't believe that Brees protects the ball well. His first year as a starter. Riding a 2-game losing streak are the Chargers, who are 6-3 overall. In many respects, this game a lot bigger for San Diego than it is for San Francisco. Penalty flag on the play as the pass is complete to Fred McCrary. And Mike Carey will give us the call. This is coming back. 14-yard gain is negated by a hold.
And we've seen this Chargers offense with a lot of penalties the last couple of weeks. They went through the first.
Offense number 71. 10-yard penalty. Half the distance to the goal. Still first down.
Tonu Finotti. I'm the first one to take a shot at that name.
You notice I didn't say it in the lineup.
But it really has been a problem. The Chargers were like the third least penalized team over the first 7 games. In the last couple of games, it's just been an issue, and they don't have the kind of offense that can overcome those types of mistakes.
First and 20 now for the Chargers, who will try to overcome that mistake. And they start with LaDainian Tomlinson, who is tripped and falls forward for a gain of 2, and a penalty flag comes in at the end of the play.
Looks like they're going to get Derek Smith there.
That's one way to overcome the hold.
Yeah, Derek Smith telling me before the game that he had gotten fined in their ball game against New Orleans. Just found out this week for shoving an official on the field.
25 grand. Wasn't too happy about it either. He said he didn't even see the guy.
Taunting on the defense, number 50. 15 yards, automatic. First down.
So first down for San Diego. That helps get the Chargers out of the hole. And we talk about next week, a Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader beginning with America's #1 pregame show. And then these games, the big late game, the Packers at the Buccaneers. And a matchup of Warren Sapp trying to chase down, catch, and sack Brett Favre. He's done that 8 times in his career. And Favre has lost his last 4 at Tampa Bay. And now you start looking at the overall picture in the NFC and records and home field advantage. That Green Bay loss today gives San Francisco a chance to match them with an 8-2 record with a win today as Conway makes his first catch of the day and has a first down for the Chargers.
And Joe, you bring up a good point, because really the San Francisco 49ers, because of that loss today by the Green Bay Packers, really control their own destiny. They play Green Bay later this year in San Francisco. And really, of the top teams in the NFC, it really comes down to which of these teams get the home field advantage. I think between Green Bay, San Francisco, Tampa, New Orleans, Philadelphia, any of those teams with home field obviously would become the favorite.
Saints also losing today in the hands of Mike Vick and the Atlanta Falcons. Tomlinson. He gets to the 40, falls forward for a half-yard. Derek Smith made the stop, a gain of 2. And by the way, Green Bay now 6-2 in the conference. The 49ers have lost only 1 time in NFC play.
Well, and San Francisco certainly understands the importance of home field advantage. Last year they lost a game at Dallas that they should not have lost, and by losing that game it forced them to go to Green Bay in the playoffs as opposed to Green Bay going back to San Francisco. Obviously Lambeau, one of the toughest places in the league to go play.
Second down and 8. Breeze to the sideline, and Caldwell with a first down catch, working on Mike Rush. Up to midfield of the Chargers with a first down.
And it's really been a very difficult decision for Jim Moore, the defensive coordinator. He would like to play more man-to-man. He would like to blitz more. Unfortunately, Mike Rumph has been getting picked on by everybody. Curtis Conway, away from the football, is going to be eliminated from that pass route. Linebackers love taking shots at wideouts coming across the middle.
Well, Derek Smith let out a little aggression after that last penalty he faced.
First down from midfield. Play action, and wide open out here is the tight end Peel, but underthrown and couldn't get down and make the catch.
Yeah, not a very well thrown football by Drew Brees, and that's really one of the things that he does very well. He's a pretty athletic quarterback. He does a nice job of the play action, which obviously fits into this system very well when you've got a running game like what they have with LaDainian Tomlinson, and that's just not a very good throw, one that he normally makes.
At some point today, we're going to be talking about Hudson Houck and the job that he's done with his offensive line for San Diego, and today trying to turn straw to gold with the injuries that the Chargers have suffered up front. It's second down and 10, and it's Conway with a move, a catch, a first down. Still going. Still going. To the 20. Conway over 7,000 yards in his career. A 30-yard completion from Breeze.
Well, Conway coming off one of his better seasons last year, and he has been the go-to guy in this San Diego passing game. And you see there, in order for him to traverse and get across the field, you've got to have a lot of people down the field blocking for you, and that's what he was able to get. This is a defense with the 49ers that likes to swarm and pursue. That time they over-pursued, and it hurt him.
The longest completion against the 49er defense this season is Tomlinson. Look at that burst. Tony Parrish eventually forced him out. A gain of 9 on the play.
And you were talking about Hudson Houck, Joe, and the job that he's done in this offensive line. If you look at the group that suited up today, the only one that was on the team last year is Michael Keithley. The 2 tackles are hurt. They're not playing. They revamped the offensive line from a year ago. They've got 2 rookie players. Actually, their best player along that offensive front is Jason Ball, who's a free agent from New Hampshire, and he's been outstanding, and Hudson Houck is a big reason for that.
Second down and 1. Tomlinson will pick up the first down, and a penalty flag comes in at the end of the play.
Incidental face mask. Defense, number 50. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Smith is saying they're picking on me as they get him for an incidental face mask and some more yards.
See if we can pick it up. Well, he didn't grab it or jerk it. Well, maybe he did a little bit. If you're going to get one, you might as well get a full one.
Really isn't that big of a difference, but that was the incidental face mask as opposed to the personal foul.
Yeah, normally when the head turns like that, they'll call a personal foul regardless of what the intent was, but incidental on that call.
What a difference a year makes in the red zone or the gold zone, as Marty Schottenheimer likes to call it, the best in the NFL. And a toss to Tomlinson, trying to get the edge, and instead forced out of bounds to 5. Ahmed Plummer with good pursuit.
And you saw Drew Brees when he backed out from center and he sticks both arms outside. He's changing the play at the line.
And the Chargers come out of the huddle with 2 plays that they can call. Sometimes they don't even have to go through the whole audible. They can just check between one or the other.
So it's second and goal. Everybody coming from the 49ers, and the pass complete for the touchdown. Rashae Caldwell, and the Chargers strike first.
Well, first, the offensive line does a great job. They move the pocket a little bit. Rashae Caldwell gets in line with Curtis Conway. The defense didn't know which one was breaking where. Opens up Caldwell for the touchdown.
Now it's Christie for the extra point. Drew Brees, the young quarterback, and this Charger team down the field into the end zone and on the scoreboard first. What are you doing at home, wherever you may be watching this game? As we're in San Diego, they've had record temperatures. It has been warm, 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 and after a 10-play drive, Drew Brees and the offense has a chance to rest. Wade Ritchie will kick it away, the former 49er. And on a bounce, the return is made. Up across the 35 as Paul Smith took it in front of Jimmy Williams. Steve Mariucci singled out Derek Smith on his way back to the bench and said, "Derek, you're killing us." There's Hudson Houck getting on his offensive line despite the fact that they helped carry the San Diego Chargers down the field in a 10-play drive. And the first points of the day, and now up front. There's pressure. Junior Seau in the middle with Johnson to help on that play.
Well, we go back to the touchdown. You're going to see Caldwell getting in here behind Curtis Conway, and what happens is this DB right here, Webster has to jump inside, and when he jumps inside, it gives the outside break to Caldwell for the touchdown.
And the reason he had to jump inside was because the 49ers blitzed on the play, so there's no one in the middle of the field to help him. He had to play the slant first.
That's it. You guys have anything else to say? First quarter's over. Troy?
I'm done.
Chris?
I'm finished.
That's it. 7-0 San Diego. We go to the second quarter. The NFL on Fox will continue after these messages. You sure you got nothing else? Well, how many defenses around the NFL when they take on the Chargers say, we know about Tomlinson, we're going to make Breeze beat us. And Breeze helped the Chargers go down the field. Derek Deese walked off the field moments ago. So the left tackle, the starting left tackle, is out of there for San Francisco. Matt Willig is the backup. There's Matt. 11-year player out of USC. Second down and 10. Garcia with time and overshoots Terrell Owens. Quentin Jammer defending against Owens. Let's go to Los Angeles, our first game break. Here's JB.
Hey, Joe, Panthers trying to snap a 6-game losing streak against the league's top defense. Rodney Peete back to the helm. Play action. Hook shot with Steve Smith. 20-yard strike. It's Carolina on top by a touchdown. Back to Joe, Troy, and Chris.
Thank you, James Brown.
JB's leading in the Porsche deal this year, too. Showing off a little expertise with the football.
Third down and 10 for the 49ers. Garcia throws up his back foot. Penalty flag on the play. Penalty flag came flying in from the secondary. And this will be against San Diego.
Holding. Defense, number 47. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Ryan McNeil right up here. That's the hold. Working against J.J. Stokes. Well, I'll tell you what, I've been held a lot more than that. Never had a call. On the flip side, though, Quentin Jammer on back-to-back plays has done a fantastic job on Terrell Owens. He might be earning his paycheck for the first time.
That was streaks, Chris.
One of those two I knew.
First down and 10. Barlow, nothing. Good push up front. Jamal Williams in the middle of it.
Jamal Williams.
Marcellus Wiley said, you've heard of bipolar disorder. Jamal Williams has tripolar disorder. He's got a little comment for everybody that joins him along that defensive front. What did he say about Ray Lee Johnson? He said he wished that Ray Lee's mom and Marcellus's mom knew each other so that they could have been friends when they were growing up. He said that Leonardo Carson has a band called Leo and the Bad Build Boys. You could do 2 hours on this Marcellus Wiley. Second down and 13. Blitz coming, and Garcia sacked. Alex Molden.
Junior Seau is going to come right up the middle on the blitz, and then Molden's going to come off the corner. There's nobody there to get him, and just hits Jeff Garcia right in the mouth. Nice scheme there by the San Diego Chargers on defense.
Jeff Garcia is not a guy who gets sacked very often. In fact, he's only been sacked 10 times on the year. In order for the Chargers to get any kind of pressure on him with this offensive line, that's the kind of things that they've got to do. They've got to blitz secondary people and linebackers.
Third down and 19. More pressure to flush. Garcia is going to have to try and run for it. Won't make it. Harrison forced him out at the 45, well short of the first down. This is exactly what the Chargers didn't do, Chris, last week in St. Louis when they blew the lead and watched Mark Bulger and those receivers go up and down the field.
Yeah, they were very conservative on this play and just basically allowing Jeff Garcia to take off and run with the football. But you're right, it was a disastrous loss last week against the St. Louis Rams for the Chargers, a game they had well in hand, like 3 minutes to go, and gave up a 10-point lead.
Had to sting even more for Marty Schottenheimer. Part of his calling card has always been special teams. Onside kick, a big reason why the Rams ended up on top. This is Tim Dwight from inside the 15. Penalty flag. And it looks like this is going to cost San Diego some yards. That's good speed. And he was a little late with his block.
Well, that's just not playing smart football right there. You got the guy's back facing you, and you just go plowing into it. Official standing right there to see it.
So if you're going to cheat, do it.
Well, at least do it when the official's not standing there or watching, you know. I mean, there's always a little bit of that that goes on. But when you've got a game like this in a big football game, and I would categorize this one as a big game, then so many times field position becomes a key element in the outcome of that game, and you can't have penalties like that that are going to put your offense back towards the goal line.
You know, so many times those guys on special teams, though, get the call.
There were two fouls by the return team. Number 57, illegal block on the back, is declined, and number 54 is accepted. Half the distance to the goal. They retain possession. First down.
I meant to say 45. It's good speed, and this marches the ball back to the 6. That's where the Chargers will take over. And Marty Schottenheimer saying, we don't have a 54. They still get the penalty. Super Bowl 37 will be played in this stadium in January. They made some improvements. And that lady is wearing lobster hat.
That's not an improvement.
Starting from their own 6. Leading by 7. Will it be Tomlinson? Hard snap count. Tomlinson tries the right side, and he cannot get anything going. A gain of only 1. Derek Smith, Carter there. How about some early game headlines in this week 11? Donovan McNabb went out early with an injured ankle, came back, had a big game, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick. Michael Vick. You remember, in essence, the Chargers traded away Vick to allow the Falcons to come up with him, and he is quickly becoming the biggest star in the NFC. And Randy Moss, a big reason why the Minnesota Vikings beat Green Bay today. Second down and 9, and Tomlinson, no daylight. Strung out well. Ulbrich had help from Derek Smith, and the linebackers have been busy here early for the 49ers.
Well, and it's obvious. You watch this Chargers offense and what they want to do, and they want to run the football, and that's what Marty Schottenheimer has done everywhere that he's been. They lead the league in running plays, percentage of plays that are running plays at over 50%. Right now, what happens is you put your quarterback, Drew Brees, in a very difficult situation when you're only throwing the ball on 3rd and long situations.
This would qualify 3rd and 9. Timeout. That internal clock was working in Drew Brees. The stadium clock isn't. Chargers call timeout. From Sandcastles to Chris Collinsworth.
And the back judge, Keith Ferguson, is working overtime today. He's also doubling as the time clock. 2 arms up, that's 10 seconds. You'll see the left arm come down. That means you have 5 seconds left. Drew Brees then having to call the timeout.
3rd and 9. Brees from the shotgun is going to run and get a first down. It certainly looked like Brees was prepared to run from the snap like that was a called play.
Well, it looked like it was a called play. You're right, Joe. And they bring a blitz. Derek Smith is going to be blitzing, and Drew Brees is able to just find a little bit of a crease. You see Stubblefield there had an opportunity to bring him down, but once you get past that first line of defense, whenever there is a blitz that's coming, there's nobody else there until you get to the safeties, and that's why he got it the necessary yard.
Boy, Tony Finodi did a heck of a job on that play as well. It looked like a road grader.
It's first down for the Chargers. They pick up the blitz, and Curtis Conway makes the catch, gets to the 19-yard line, a gain of 2. Ulbrich made the tackle, and let's go back to Los Angeles at game break and James Brown.
Hey, Joe, Chris will love this. Ever since Terry Bradshaw ripped Keyshawn Johnson, he's now got 3 touchdowns since the rip. That's his 4th of the season. That ties it up at 7. Yes, Crisco licking Keyshawn Johnson. Back to Joe, Troy, and Chris.
How about Terry today doing his little 3rd grade classroom deal? Was that all time?
That was an all-timer. Bradshaw, speaking of ripping people, he's been ripping people a lot here lately.
Second down and 8. Off the corner, there was heavy pressure. Julian Peterson, who was the defensive player of the week after the work he did on Tony Gonzalez of the Kansas City Chiefs last week, came virtually untouched.
Well, and Julian Peterson in the last couple of weeks has not had an opportunity to rush the passer. He comes there right off the corner. Ed Ellis is not able to turn out and get a hand on him, and Drew Brees takes a pretty good shot.
His ability, though, to cover has really made a big difference with this team the last couple of weeks. Just done a fantastic job on backs coming out and tight ends. Of course, Tony Gonzalez last week just blanketed him and became the player of the week.
3rd down and 8. Brees will look at the near side, and Tomlinson again try to run, and this time come up short. 2.5 yards short of a first down as Chike O'Keefer made the stop, and it's time for San Diego to punt.
Looks like Dana Stubblefield may have gotten a bit of a jump on that one. I thought he was offsides, but no flag on the play.
5-yard gain. Brings up
Stubblefield, who has had a lot more time on the sidelines the last couple of weeks as the 49ers work Jim Flanagan into the rotation more. First one from Bennett was trying to down it inside the 5, which he did. This one he'll try to boom, and he does. From the 25 up to the 35. Williams with the return, 10-yard return, and a penalty flag on the play.
penalty flag in the play.
Flag all the way back at the 30.
Kick. There's a hold by number 57 of the receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. They retain possession. First down. Timeout.
So Bennett pulled out the lob wedge on his first punt, the driver on this one, and the 49ers backed up down by 7. First down, 49ers starting at their own 15, down by 7. Play action from Garcia. Spins away and throws it into the dirt, and the Charger defenders are looking for a flag. Garcia well within the pocket, threw to an empty spot on the field, and the officials now get together, even though I do not see a penalty flag laying on the floor of this stadium.
Well, you're going to see Jamal Williams, 76. He's going to work out there to the left. You see, looked like he might have had a hold against him by Eric Heitman, but he's the guy who forced Garcia back inside. And then you see the shot to the head that Garcia's going to take.
I think the San Diego Chargers are a little sick of hearing how their pass rush is lame. They've really been getting after Garcia so far this afternoon, and we've seen them open up the defensive playbook a little more today as well. Dale Lindsey, the defensive coordinator, firing at Jeff Garcia.
There was no foul for intentional grounding. The quarterback was being hit when the ball was thrown. The ball went down the field in the near vicinity of a receiver. Second down.
Well, I don't know if the hit is what enabled the ball to take the direction that it did, but I'd say right here, Jeff Garcia right there might have been outside the tackle box, and once you go outside the tackle box, I think you're then okay coming back inside and being able to throw it anywhere you want as long as it goes past the line of scrimmage.
Second down and 10. Blitz coming from the Chargers. Garrison Hurst crosses the 20, and he's ripped down at the 23. Gain of 8 on the play. Another bit of work for James Brown, who's standing by in Los Angeles.
Hey, Joe, play of the day reminiscent of Chris Collinsworth at quarterback in high school. Mike Vick rolling. Look at the flick of the wrist. Troy, nice wrist flick there. 74 yards to Trevor Gaylor. It was Atlanta coming away victorious. I tell you, that NASCAR South Division, thick indeed. Back to Joe, Troy, and Chris.
That was a little faster than Vic, but other than that, we had a lot in common.
Third down and 2. Garcia throws incomplete. Ty Street's looking for a flag, and he won't get it. Fourth down for San Francisco. First Streets was complaining, then Terrell Owens got in on the argument, but no flag.
Every once in a while, Junior Seau seems to know what's going to happen before it ever happens. He starts inside, but he sees it. He loops back around. He's the contained, forces Jeff Garcia to throw it before he wants to. Great play by the, what, 9-time Pro Bowler, Junior Seau.
11.
I knew.
11 times in Hawaii.
I knew you would have that fact for me.
You could see Quentin Jammer with a coverage downfield on Streets. No flag on the play and an ugly punt. But a good bounce. And Dwight on a hop will fall forward to the 32. Junior Seau, who early bought into the Marty Schottenheimer way of life in San Diego, celebrates for the 6-3 Chargers. 7-0 San Diego on top. Let's talk about Junior Seau, who's dancing to Eminem and is hoping to make his 12th consecutive trip across the water to the Pro Bowl in Honolulu. One thing that Seau did early that Marty Schottenheimer didn't get in his days in Washington was a veteran, a respected player to stand up and say, I'm willing to play the way this guy wants me to play. And that's a big reason why Schottenheimer's not in Washington any longer. Pros, Troy, like Bruce Smith and others, didn't buy into that system, and Schottenheimer's always said everybody gets coached, and Seau's willing to be coached.
Well, and I think that, you know, obviously that's a key when you got a guy like Junior Seau, a veteran player of this team who buys into the system. And every coach will tell you in this league that the most important part of coaching is you've got to get the players to buy into what it is that you do as a coaching staff. And clearly in Washington from the very beginning, some of those veteran players did not, and they had no chance.
2nd down and 9. Caldwell almost had the defender step in front. Ahmed Plummer almost stepped in front and walked into the end zone. Let's talk NASCAR. Coming this February, the world's best drivers return to Fox with a 45th running of the Great American Race. The Daytona 500 drops the flag on 15 weeks of NASCAR coverage, returning to Fox this February. And from all of us, congratulations to Tony Stewart on his first Winston Cup championship, finished last year. And he'll be in Daytona in February.
Mike Rump right out there.
Breeze will be aware as he floats it over the middle for Dwight, who drops it. Incomplete.
Pass is incomplete. For Tim Dwight.
Well, Tim Dwight's had a little bit of a problem catching the ball in the last couple of weeks. Right there, it looked like if he was able to make that reception, he would have had enough yardage for a first down. They do a nice job with the pick there. Jason Webster gives him some space. Just not able to haul it in. And then you look at the other side. Andre Carter able to put some pressure again, working against that Ellis at that left tackle position.
Jimmy Williams waiting for the punt from Bennett, and this is a beauty. I mean a beauty. Back from the 10. Williams ran into good speed in the middle, and Williams is stopped at the 25. A 57-yard punt, but more than the yardage, it was just pretty. I mean, gorgeous, wonderful, terrific. Criticized, laughed at, ridiculed the Chargers defense after blowing that late lead in St. Louis a week ago. And Chris, I think you said it earlier, they got a little ticked off, and they're playing at a different level today.
Yeah, they really are. Plus, I think that some of their guys are getting healthier now. Junior Seau appears to be running around better than he has in the past month. Rodney Harrison with the groin appears to be a little bit healthier than he was. Marcellus Wiley. So this is a defense that's finally starting to get themselves in a position where they can make some plays.
Starting from their own 24 are the 49ers. Down by 7. Blitz coming from San Diego. And Barlow falls forward for 3. The Chargers defense, what they've done so far against the 49ers, you always see Seau in the middle of it today. Pressure on Jeff Garcia. Sacked by Molden earlier, making Garcia run around. Little shot to the head, wasn't called. And they have really kept the 49er offense off balance.
Yeah, and I think the key has been the pressure that they've been able to get on Garcia, and it certainly helps that coverage when you've got pressure on the quarterback, something they didn't have last week against the Rams.
2nd down and 7, a toss to Barlow. Tripped up, and whoever tripped him up, a gain of 4. Ryan McNeil got in there to help make the play. It could have been a touchdown saving trip. injured player on the field, and that's Matt Willig. So Deese has already walked off. Willig, his replacement, is down and getting attention from the training staff. I'm told that James Brown is standing by in Los Angeles with a game break. JB?
Joe Buck, indeed. Injury updates. Tommy Maddox went down in the game today. Hit hard by Keith Bullock in the neck. Knocked out. When he awakened, he did not feel any sensation in his extremities. He's at the hospital. We understand that there is slight sensation in his extremities right now. That is the latest update on Tommy Maddox. And Donovan McNabb on the third play of the game today. Adrian Wilson sacking him. Donovan McNabb breaks his ankle. Went on to play the rest of the game, but x-rays did show a broken ankle. He will miss at least 6 to 8 weeks. It could be the balance of the season. Stayed in the pocket and was 20 of 25. Back to Joe, Troy, and Chris.
Wow. Well, that's the one guy on that team that you just could not afford to lose. Showed great courage coming back and finishing that game today.
Kyle Kozier is now in at left tackle, taking the place of Willig, who took the place of Deese. And when you know, they run right over that spot, and Barlow has a first down. 49ers did not shy away with Kozier at left tackle.
Well, that shows you the kind of confidence they got in him. Kyle Kozier right here at left tackle. They're going to run the ball right over him. And then you've got Fred Beasley leading the way. And right there, Kevin Barlow, he makes the one guy miss. It's in the hole, the 8th man, which is what the good running backs do, and it allows him to get the big yards.
You know, it may actually be a blessing because it may force the 49ers to get back to their running game, which I thought they'd abandoned in the first part of this ball game.
From their own 46, a first down, and Garcia to put it up. Dumps it off and out of the reach of Beasley.
Just to elaborate on that point a little bit more, a lot of times when you get a second or a third tackle in the ball game, those guys are much better run blockers than they are pass blockers. So you don't want to just allow a guy like Rayleigh Johnson coming off the corner, but you are comfortable having a guy that comes out and just power blocks.
Yeah, and I think that combined with the fact that the Chargers have picked up their pass rush, they're obviously getting some pressure right now on Jeff Garcia.
Right, Charger!
They don't want to let him have too many hits, so I think they're going to focus a little bit more on the running game for that reason as well.
Second down and 10, a blitz over that left side. And this is Garrison Hurst into San Diego territory. Brought down after a gain of 7.
You know, for all the blitzing that Junior Seau does, and obviously he makes some big plays in the backfield, but you also lose his pursuit when you keep sending him through the middle. That time they simply ran away from Junior Seau. He blitzed to the opposite side, but wasn't able to pursue over and make the tackle.
Looked like the Chargers were trying to get an extra defensive back. Davis Sanchez in the game. He came out, couldn't get in the lineup, and Junior Seau is ticked off because the Chargers have to spend a timeout. Third down, facing the 49ers when we come back. Well, they know who's covering the game today. Typical CBS territory, but they bring the signs out to try and get on TV, and the 49ers are trying to get a sustained drive going. They did it their first time with the ball, but came up empty, and so far the Charger defense has thrown a shutout here in the first half.
Well, they have, yeah, there's no question about it, and it's really been a defensive ball game so far up to this point. Neither offense really taken control of this game and played with great intensity, which is about what we expected.
Plus, you add to it the fact that the 49ers were shut out in the second half last week against Kansas City. It's been a long time since they put any points on the board.
Third down and 3. That's Seau, and he backs out. Garcia throws, incomplete, and there's Quentin Jammer, and he has shown up in this first half big. J.J. Stokes, the intended receiver, and Jammer has been a big difference in this first half.
Well, J.J. Stokes here, he's again going to run the crossing route. It's a big part of this West Coast offense. He's got to step on Jammer. He's just got to get the ball out in front of him. But right here, Ty Streets was matched up one-on-one with Ryan McNeil, and those are the chances you're not going to get very often, and you've got to be willing, even though it's third down, to take some of those shots.
Baker with a high hanging punt, and Dwight will let it go over his head and into the end zone. Chris, you look like you were ready to jump in there.
Well, I know you want to do a promo too, but I was just going to confirm that Quentin Jammer has been fantastic. I think it's taken him a while to get back into training camp shape and work his way back in. But if you know anything about Marty Schottenheimer, he loves blanket corners, guys that can take him away. Had him in Cleveland, had him in Kansas City, and they're drafting him here with the Chargers now.
He doesn't like guys who hold out from camp, but you can definitely see why. There was at least discussion in Detroit as to whether they take the quarterback, Joey Harrington, or whether they get a shutdown corner like Quentin Jammer.
Remember what Kurt Schottenheimer told us there? He said he called his brother and said, now, are you going to take this kid Quentin Jammer or not? And he said, no, we're not even interested in him. Of course, they took him. He said, we lie a lot in our family, too.
First down for San Diego. And Breeze finds his fullback. That's McCrary. And a gain of 3. Here's your promo, Chris, on the Fox News channel. Hannity and Combs with an eye on Iraq. The world watching, can the UN carry out their mission to disarm Iraq, or will it be a shell game in the sand? Get in on the heated debate on Hannity and Combs on the Fox News channel. Check your local listing.
Let's eliminate the football thing from that promo from now on.
Well, we had that with Bill O'Reilly. O'Reilly was looking tough, glaring into the camera.
Neither of them look like they know what to do with that football.
Second down and 6, and a toss to Tomlinson, who's been held in check, and it continues. Good play coming up from the corner by Webster.
Yeah, Jason Webster does a fabulous job, and that's something that him and both Ahmed Plummer do a good job on in run support, in making the runner go back up inside where the help is on the defense. You see him right here take it on. Ed Ellis gets low, but still able to make a play. That's a great play right there by Jason Webster.
Ed Ellis is not the great change of direction, though. Once Jason made a move, that was it. Ed was gone.
But he's big, and I can tell you those corners don't like seeing those big guys coming after him.
Tomlinson only 17 yards on 12 carries in this first half. Breeze with the throw, and it's incomplete. Conway, the intended receiver, and Plummer with terrific coverage.
It almost looked like Ahmed Plummer was the receiver on that play. Had a chance to intercept that one.
What we have here in the secondary is Ronnie Hurd is going to be the guy coming down in this game. And the reason for that, Tony Parrish, the other safety, is much better as the 8th guy in the box. But they're so afraid of LaDainian Tomlinson breaking one out and somebody having to run him down from behind. They feel better about Tony Parrish's chances than they do Ronnie Hurd.
Well, this is certainly a game to feature Darren Bennett, as Williams makes a nice move and still on his feet falls forward across the 30. Justin Peel, the one who made the stop. 53-yard punt, 7-yard return, and a hang time of over 5 seconds from Bennett. January 29th, 1995 in Miami. Super Bowl 29, the MVP. That guy, Steve Young, 6 touchdown passes, 3 to Jerry Rice, and the Niners won 49-26. Who's left on these teams? Dee Stubblefield and Brian Young. And then this group, this quintet on your right for San Diego.
That was the day Steve Young finally got the monkey off his back.
That's Garcia for Owens. What a catch. Terrell Owens. Working on Alex Molden, and those who have made the trip down the coast, the 49er fans, celebrate a 31-yard throw and catch.
Well, and that's the one-on-one matchup that you like if you're the 49ers and Terrell Owens, and Alex Molden, who's been hampered by a bruised heel throughout this week's of practice, has not had much practice time, but it wouldn't have mattered. Terrell Owens using his big body to shield him on that throw. Jeff Garcia making a nice pass.
It's amazing how many times it looks like Terrell Owens is covered, and yet he still makes the play.
First down for San Francisco. Garcia floats another, and it's out of the reach of Garrison Hurst. Donnie Edwards with that great speed covering.
Donnie Edwards on the coverage.
Stop talking. There are 2 minutes left in the first half. 2 minutes left in the first half. This will serve as your warning. Going through some health issues, battling cancer, is the executive VP and general manager John Butler, who deserves an awful lot of credit for trying to pick up this franchise and set it back on its feet. He does a lot of smiling during the week. He's had the right face on in his battles off the field. On the field, Marcellus Wiley, who basically made the jump from Buffalo with him, says he just has that look. There's Alex Spanos, who is the chairman of the board of this San Diego team. Wiley said he's a nice guy, but I still call him Mr. Butler, and when we play like we played the last 2 weeks, he just has that look. Second down and 10. Garrison Hurst tripped up before he got to the 30. Brought down at the 31. Ryan McNeil made the stop for San Diego. Chargers leading 7-0 with 1:45 left in the first half.
One of the things the Chargers thought they could get a little bit of a key on was that Garrison Hurst is a guy that likes to stay play side. He doesn't cut back a whole lot. Kevin Barlow, on the other hand, is a guy that loves to start front side and then cut the ball back.
Second down and 3. Garcia. Penalty flag on the play. Pass complete to Stokes, but this is likely coming back.
Penalty flag in the backfield.
It's a face mask, personal foul variety on San Francisco.
Well, what a huge play in the ball game too, because they picked up a third down and short, kept the drive alive, virtually assured themselves of 3 points. And now it's going the other way. Can you read lips, Troy?
77, Matt Willig. So it's Matt Willig who is guilty of the face mask. Ray Lee Johnson was the one who had the most pressure, and I'm assuming that it was Willig working on Johnson.
Well, there's Matt Willig right there, the left tackle, and working up against Ray Lee Johnson. There's the grab. It looked like he got his jersey more than he did his face mask, but that would have been a hold, but it wouldn't have taken him back quite this far.
Replay doesn't show much, and now it's 3rd and 18. Garcia completes it, but short of a first down. Ryan McNeil forced Streets out of bounds, and the 49ers may be in a spot here where they could go for it or attempt a long field goal, and they may very well go for it here on 4th down.
Yeah, that was really a great call, though, I thought, by the 49ers, because anytime, and Mariucci, you're going to call a timeout, but anytime you're in that position, the defensive back is going to give you that 15-yard route so he doesn't have to give up the first down.
It would be roughly a 49-yard try from this spot. The 49ers look like they're going to try and pick up a first down. Coming up on the Visa halftime report, JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy will have scores and highlights from around the league, and the Fox Sports Ticker will keep you updated with up-to-the-second stats. The 49ers are not going to bring Jose Cortez onto the field. His long this season, 45 yards, in his career 52. Instead, the offense will stay on the field, and they'll try to pick up a first down.
Yeah, and I think you've got to try to kick a field goal here. And the Chargers were in a similar situation last week. They got to the 32 and the 33-yard line of the Rams, and they did not attempt a field goal on either one of those. They didn't go for the first down either. They punted, but you've got to be able to get points when you can, and if you've got a kicker who you don't have confidence in and kicking one from 48 or 49 yards, that's not that long of a kick in this league. I think you go out and you get yourself another kicker.
Well, it could well be that they're going to go up, try a hard count here, and then take a timeout and bring the field goal kicker out.
Good point.
No.
49ers do have another kicker, Jeff Chandler, who is inactive. 4th and 3. Owens, touchdown.
Well, 7's always better than 3.
Listen to you back about a 32-yard touchdown throw from Garcia, perfectly laid out for Terrell Owens.
And it's really a terrific call on the outside. They pick on Alex Molden, who has the injury. It was a one-lurk situation. He had help to the inside, not to the outside. Terrell Owens did a great job baiting that one back away from his help on the inside.
Cortez ties it at 7. 1:04 remaining in this first half. Mariucci and the 49ers go for it on 4th and 3. They got 32 and 7 points. Terrell Owens comes up with his 68th touchdown catch, a 7-7 score. Owens a 32-yard reception on 4th and 3, and Terrell accounted for 63 yards on the drive. Chargers, who have shut down this 49er offense, and in particular Jeff Garcia, kept him off balance. Would hate to see Garcia and this 49er offensive group gain a little momentum and a little confidence going into the dressing room at the half, and they may have accomplished just that.
And I don't know why they're playing Alex Molden on him. Quentin Chandler's been doing a great job, but for some reason it's been taken off of Terrell Owens.
This is Jenkins. Ronnie Jenkins to the 31. Only one timeout remaining for San Diego as we wind down the first half.
Well, you take a look right here. There's Terrell Owens and Alex Molden, and Alex Molden does not get any kind of jam on him, so Terrell Owens is able to run right by. He did have some help, but the help was if he was going to run a slant, and Rogers Beckett was playing in the middle of the field, so he couldn't give the help if Terrell Owens runs up over the top, which is what happened. And Alex Molden has got to get his hands on him and just cannot let him run up the field like he did there.
58 seconds left in this first half. Breeze on a comeback route. Pass is complete up to the 40-yard line. Curtis Conway. Gain of 9.
We do want to make the point that Alex Molden was right in taking an outside technique on that play, because he did have help to the inside. But Troy, you hit it right on the money. You've got to get a jam on that guy to even give your help a chance. You just can't let a guy as big as Terrell Owens just run freely off the ball.
Well, you got to get a jam, and it's in man-to-man coverage, so you can't get beat man-to-man regardless with where your help is. But you're right. When you're going up against a physical receiver like Terrell Owens, you got to get physical with him.
The replay booth has buzzed down to the field, and they're going to look at that diving catch. It was ruled a reception by Conway and a gain of 9 yards. We get our first real good look at it.
Well, he's got to maintain possession as he goes to the ground, and right there his arms and his hands are underneath the football. Does he or does he not have possession? And right there, I would say that he does.
Yeah, I think that's a catch too.
We're 3 for 3 up here that's a catch, but the replay booth looking at it puts a stop in the action with 53 seconds remaining.
It's one of the rules I don't think that many of the fans understand, and I'm not sure I understood going into this football season, but anytime you make a catch and the momentum of the catch takes you to the ground, even if you have complete control of it when you hit the ground, if it somehow fumbles its way out, it is incomplete at that moment. We saw it on Monday night. We've seen it several times this year. You have to maintain complete control even after you're bouncing around on the ground for this to be a catch.
Mike Carey did not spend long looking at it.
We are reviewing whether the catch was made on the sideline or not. Have a look.
But he wanted to give the crowd an update as to why there's a delay. So he will spend a little longer under the hood looking at that play, and I don't think any one of us believes that was anything other than a catch. And it'll be 2nd down and 1 for San Diego with 53 seconds left and 1 timeout remaining if the catch stands.
Well, Steve Mariucci over there, Troy, he's a former quarterback and apparently a pretty good one. Division II All-American. Give him a little plug. 0-10. He took over a team, went on to the national championship. Got a boy playing quarterback now, too.
Yes, he does. And I'll tell you what.
After reviewing the play, the receiver had clear control of the ball and maintained control of the ball all the way through the process out of bounds to complete the catch, 2nd down.
He's continued. Steve Mariucci has continued with that legacy of wonderful coaches that do a tremendous job coaching that quarterback position. You think of the number of coaches they've had that have come through and the quarterbacks they've had and how productive they've been. Steve Mariucci has had a big part in the development of Jeff Garcia.
Second down and 1. Tomlinson got a first down up to the 49.
Tomlinson.
45 seconds remaining and counting.
One of the problems when you want to play man coverage is you don't get a lot of run support. And right now the 49ers are chasing these receivers around the field, and they're not getting corner support in the running game.
Out of the shotgun with 30 seconds left. Throw is completed to Conway. And the Chargers will spend their final timeout. Catch was made right at the first down marker. Chargers out of timeouts and on the move. Conway has been busy on this drive, and the Chargers have taken the ball all the way to the San Francisco 40. Breeze came up limping after that completion to Conway.
One of the things that the 49ers wanted to do was isolate Bryant Young on Finoti, the young right guard. 350 pounds trying to protect against the speed, and then Conway on the outside, Troy.
Yeah, and Conway, when he comes out of the break, the ball is in the air, and that's the thing that Drew Brees has taken up very well so early in his career. He does a tremendous job of getting back and throwing with great anticipation. Right there, the ball was on top of Conway, not giving the defender a chance to make a play.
So again, no timeouts remaining for the Chargers in a 7-7 game. 22 seconds left. They are outside field goal range at the moment. To the sideline, and the catch. A first down inside the 30 by Steven Alexander. The tight end who came with Schottenheimer from Washington makes his first catch at a big spot for San Diego.
Yeah, and Steven Alexander is a guy that they wanted to get more involved earlier in this game. Of course, it's just now happening late in the second quarter. But, yeah, he started there at Washington, had a big season, or had a big game two weeks ago against the Jets, and just now healthy, really, for the first time in a year and a half, and starting to make a difference for this club.
That defensive call surprises me because it left the sidelines open. It was two-man coverage, which allows a one-on-one breaking route to the outside, caught the ball, and got it out of bounds.
Breeze is going to throw it away. Rashae Caldwell the closest to it, but with the clock winding down, only 8 seconds left. The San Diego Chargers are not going to play around with this any longer and bring the field goal unit out onto the field.
Just a great job of coverage by the 49ers. Breeze had time to throw. You see Ahmed Plummer there on Conway and nowhere to throw the football. And Alexander, he's running over the middle of the field, and that's really the guy Breeze was wanting to try to get the football to and was unable to.
44-yard try is blocked. Mike Rump ended up with a football, and Mariucci is trying to get the officials' attention to put 1 second back on the clock. Dana Stubblefield may have gotten in for the block.
At the end of the first half.
And the first half is indeed over, and this is the final play. How much time is on the clock when Rumpf goes out of bounds?
Now, I think that should be a reviewable play right there. Clearly 1 second to go, and if they send this thing upstairs, they may have to actually call these two teams back out on the field.
It was Stubblefield who got that right arm up, made the block, and then Rumpf comes up with a football, and it certainly looked like, as Rumpf went out of bounds, there was 1 second remaining on the clock. But at the moment, the 49ers don't get that call, and this first half ends in a tie. Stay tuned for the Visa halftime report with JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy right after this from your local Fox station.